The biggest lie about relationships isn't that people pull away because they stopped caring. It's that they leave because their feelings disappeared. In reality, some people pull away because their feelings became too real. Everything seems perfect at first. They text you first, they make time for you, talk about future plans, they tell you they've never felt this comfortable with anyone before. Then, almost overnight, something changes. Conversations become shorter. The excitement fades. They stop making plans. Maybe they say they need space. Maybe they claim they're not ready for a relationship. Maybe they simply disappear. And the question that keeps people awake at night is always the same. What happened? Did they lose interest? Were they pretending the whole time? Or did getting emotionally close activate something inside them that neither of you understood? Modern psychology suggests the answer isn't as simple as most people think. Sometimes, the moment a relationship starts feeling safe, someone else's brain starts treating it like a threat. And to understand why, we have to stop looking at dating and start looking at how the human mind learns what love is. Your brain learns what love feels like in childhood. Most people believe relationships fail because of arguments, incompatibility, or a lack of chemistry. Those things certainly matter, but they often aren't what causes someone to suddenly pull away. The real reason usually begins long before the first date, long before the first kiss, long before the relationship even existed. It begins with the emotional lessons we learn growing up. Every child enters the world needing one thing above almost everything else: safe emotional connection. When caregivers consistently respond with comfort, attention, and security, the brain begins creating a simple expectation. People can be trusted. Love is safe. Closeness feels good. These expectations become the foundation for future relationships. But not everyone grows up with that experience. Some children receive affection only occasionally. Some experience criticism instead of comfort. Others grow up with emotionally unavailable parents who are physically present but emotionally distant. Over time, the brain adapts, creates new rules designed to prevent emotional pain. Without realizing it, a child may learn, don't depend on anyone. Getting close always ends badly. If people really know me, I'll eventually leave. The surprising part is that these beliefs rarely disappear with age. They simply become quieter, until adulthood brings a relationship that begins to feel serious. Then those old emotional patterns quietly return, not as memories, but as feelings. Attachment styles shape adult relationships. That's why two people can experience the exact same relationship in completely different ways. One person feels excitement, the other feels pressure. One person feels closer than ever, the other suddenly feels trapped. Neither of them understands why. Because the conflict isn't happening between two people, it's happening between the present relationship and the emotional blueprint one person has carried for years. This is exactly what psychologists describe through attachment theory. Attachment isn't about whether someone loves you, it's about how their nervous system responds when love becomes real. Someone with a secure attachment usually experiences closeness as something comforting. Conflict doesn't automatically mean the relationship is ending. Vulnerability doesn't feel dangerous. Someone with an avoidant attachment often experiences the exact opposite. The closer they become to another person, the stronger their instinct to protect themselves. Not because they plan to, not because they're trying to hurt anyone, but because emotional independence once became their way of surviving. Then there are people with anxious attachment. Instead of creating distance, they often fear distance. When communication changes even slightly, their mind begins searching for signs that something is wrong. A delayed reply suddenly feels meaningful. A canceled plan feels like rejection. They don't chase because they're weak. They chase because their nervous system mistakes uncertainty for abandonment. And this creates one of the most painful relationship dynamics imaginable. One person moves closer, the other steps back. One seeks reassurance, the other seeks distance. Both are trying to feel emotionally safe. Yet each person's strategy unintentionally triggers the other's deepest fear. Commitment activates the brain's threat response. Your brain has one job above all else: keep you alive. It constantly scans the world for danger. Most of the time, we think of danger as something physical, but the brain also reacts to emotional threats. The relationship becomes more serious, the emotional investment grows deeper, and with deeper investment comes something else. The possibility of losing someone who now matters. for a person whose past taught them that closeness often leads to pain. This is the moment their internal alarm system switches on. Not because you've done something wrong, not because they've stopped caring, but because genuine intimacy feels unfamiliar. And for the brain, what's unfamiliar can feel unsafe. That's why someone can genuinely love you and still feel the urge to run. Chasing often makes the distance worse when someone begins pulling away. The natural reaction is to move closer. You send another message. You ask if everything is okay. You try harder. You love harder. But for someone already overwhelmed by emotional closeness, more pressure often creates more distance. Psychologists call this the pursuer-distancer cycle. One person reaches out to feel secure. The other withdraws to feel secure. The more one chases, the more the other retreats. Soon, both people feel misunderstood. Neither person is trying to hurt the other. They're simply speaking to different emotional languages. Healing is possible, but only if they choose it. Can someone who always pulls away actually change? Yes, people aren't trapped by their attachment style forever. The brain is capable of change throughout life, through self-awareness, healthy relationships, therapy, and consistent emotional experiences. Old survival patterns can gradually be replaced with healthier ones. But there's one truth many people struggle to accept. You cannot heal someone who doesn't want to heal. You can offer patience, you can offer understanding, you can offer support, but you cannot do their emotional work for them. The lesson most people learn too late. Sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is stop asking why they left and start asking whether the relationship was giving you the emotional safety you deserved. Because love isn't about constantly proving your worth. Real love is built on mutual effort, mutual trust, and mutual emotional availability. If someone pulls away the moment things get serious, don't immediately assume you weren't enough. Their distance may say far more about the fears they're carrying than the value you bring to the relationship. The biggest lie wasn't that they pulled away because they stopped caring. Sometimes, they pulled away because getting close forced them to face emotions they had spent years avoiding. Understanding that won't erase the pain, but it can free you from blaming yourself for someone else's unresolved past.
I think the strongest relationships aren't built by people who never feel afraid.
They're built by people who choose connection, even when vulnerability feels uncomfortable. If you enjoyed this video and want to understand the hidden psychology behind relationships, attachment styles, and human behavior, subscribe to Mind Bond Psychology. And tell me in the comments, have you ever had someone pull away just when the relationship started becoming serious? Or have you ever realized you were the one pulling away